If you're watching this video right now, the playoffs have already begun and we might even be a couple games deep into the first day. But as I record this video, it is currently 11 p.m. on the same night that the play-in games ended, which means I can finally do my NBA playoff bracket prediction. I did this around 4 weeks ago, but the standings were just so weird and wild at that time that they don't even make sense anymore. Round one, this one is easy. Do we even have to talk about it? Not really. OKC Thunder are going to beat the Grizzlies very easy in this first round. I will say I wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies did end up getting a game, but it's most likely not going to happen. Okay, OKC Thunder, enjoy your sweep. This next matchup, arguably one of my favorite series that we see in the entire first round, Nuggets versus Clippers. There's been a lot of conversation this year on whether or not the Nuggets have just failed, if they're not a good team anymore or not as good as they once were, or if it's just that the Western Conference has grown and become such a better conference than they were last time when they won the championship. And to be honest, I feel like it's a little bit of both. They didn't have Jamal Murray for a lot of the season. They're obviously going through their GM and coaching stuff as well. But then again, they have the best player in the world in Nikola Jokic. The part that makes me very intrigued by the Clippers, though, is because they have Ivica Zubac. I mentioned this in previous videos, but if there's anyone who is going to be able to slow down Nikola Jokic, not necessarily stop him because that's impossible, but slow him down, I feel like Zubac can be that guy. And when looking at the rest of the roster, I mean, if we're putting, Jokic to the side, I really like what the Clippers look like. I feel like Kawhi Leonard being back into his prime form. James Harden has been absolutely phenomenal this season. He is a huge reason why they are this good. I feel like as an overall team, the Clippers are a better built out roster. And if you have someone who's going to take care of Nikola Jokic, or at least, like I said, slow him down, I feel like you have one of the better chances at beating this team. So even if you do see the percentages of fans that pick the Nuggets, I am going to be going with the upset here and choose the LA Clippers. But I do think this series will be an absolute dogfight. I don't think it'll go to game 7 though. I see a game 6 happening. And moving forward, Luka Doncic's return to the postseason, except with a different team, as the LA Lakers take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I can't tell if 88% of people chose the Lakers because they're just Luka fans or they're just Lakers fans, because this is, if you can't tell, this is the official NBA site. So I feel like a lot of people just chose them because it's LeBron, because it's, Luka Doncic, whatever. Even though, I'm going to say right now, I know that the Timberwolves do not have Cat anymore. Okay, their team looks very different than they were last season when they made their conference finals run. The Timberwolves damn near beat a really good Dallas Mavericks team. Not just because they had Luka Doncic, but the Dallas Mavericks were a good roster, right? It's not like the LeBron James finals team, okay? And now you expect me to believe that the Timberwolves only have a 12% chance, or only 12% of fans thought they could beat what was supposed to be the dog shit LA Lakers. Like, do we remember the Lakers before they got the Luka trade and before everything turned around like that? Do we remember when they got Luka and everybody said, yeah, that's amazing, that's a crazy trade, but they don't have a center. It's not going to work out, at least this season. During the offseason, they'll work on it. Then they'll be a good team. But choosing the Lakers to win this series, to me, is wrong. Now, I should also state, I am going to be hate watching the Lakers this series, but that does not have any influence on my selection here. I should also say as well, even though Luka Doncic is going to go absolutely insane in the playoffs, he is not going to hold back whatsoever, especially because now he has something extra to prove. I do feel like him not having the Daniel Gaffords or Derek Lively's, who are huge pieces to their great finals run last year, because the Lakers don't have guys like that, I don't know how much better he'll be able to do when going up against the Rudy Goberts and just the big size that you do see from Minnesota. So yes, believe it or not, I am going with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and just for the fun of it, just because why not, I'll go game 7. Might as well make it dramatic, right? And the final first round matchup out west, the one that I have been crucified for the most, whether it was in TikTok comments, YouTube comments, or on my live streams, the Rockets and Warriors series. Once again, a lot of people choosing the Warriors. I don't know if that's because not many people are really familiar with the Houston Rockets game, right? They're a young, new team. Maybe people don't believe in them. They don't think that they can go up against an experienced roster like the Warriors. But man, oh man, let me tell you something. There is is going to be a difference maker in this series, and his name is Amen Thompson. And I'm not only saying that because he's a great defender against just, everybody in the league, but specifically against Steph Curry. He knows what to do. The athleticism, the hustle is there. He's able to keep up with the off-ball movement from Steph. He stays glued to him like no other. He defends Curry so good that Warriors fans get upset seeing Steph Curry get defended like this. I mean, I've seen clips where Amen Thompson is just playing spectacular defense, and everyone's saying, look at how he's getting fouled. Look at how Curry's getting fouled by Amen. He's hugging him. I hate to break it to you, but Amen Thompson is just playing good defense on one of the best players in the fucking world. But the Golden State Warriors aren't just a one-man team anymore. They have the Jimmy Butlers, right? Or they have Jimmy Butler. They don't have multiple of Jimmy. And I was asked recently, like, okay, if, Curry's going to be guarded by Amen, who is going to hold back Jimmy Butler? It's playoff Jimmy. I know you might think it's playoff Jimmy, right? We know playoff Jimmy, Miami. He brought them to the finals twice, whatever. Playoff Jimmy had a good load of help. He had a great team around him. I don't know why a lot of people make it sound like he had absolutely nobody. He is spectacular as a player in the playoffs, no doubt. He does rise to the occasion, but in those Miami Heat teams, he still had great players around him. I'm sorry, but I don't see a Tyler Hero on this Golden State Warriors team. You might think, okay, Draymond Green, but I don't see a Bam Adebayo. I don't see a Gabe Vincent. Like these are situations where I say, okay, if I'm the Houston Rockets and I am completely shutting down Steph Curry, I am okay with letting Jimmy Butler try to be the guy that beats my team, because the rest of my team is still great defensively. We still have the ability to hold everybody else back. So if you're going to make it so only Jimmy Butler is your only threat, I'm okay with that. So I do have the Houston Rockets taking the series, and I am going to turn into a bit of a hater for this one and say in 5 games. Okay, that's a little bit unrealistic with the amount of games, but still, 5 games. Okay, why not? Moving out east, I'm not even going to sit here and talk about Cavaliers and Miami Heat. That's the easiest round ever. Although seeing Davion Mitchell play postseason basketball against the other Donovan Mitchell will be pretty fun. Then we have Pacers and Bucks. I've been going back and forth in my head on how I feel about this series, because on one hand, everybody just doubts the Indiana Pacers no matter what. I don't know what it is, but nobody seems to be giving them the credit or respect they deserve. But then for some reason, I get this thought. Something just pops in my head where I go, okay, Damian Lillard is out of this series. He's not going to be there. He's, very happily recovering very well from his blood clot situation. And there's just a small part of me that says, Giannis is going to go crazy. Giannis is going to go back to the 2021 Giannis. It's Giannis. And it makes me want to say that I have the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. But Indiana Pacers, let me say, I would be happy if you guys prove me wrong. I would actually like to see that. I think it'd be fun. Moving forward, we have the Knicks and Pistons. This is the other one that, honestly, I did not know was this much of a majority decision going towards the New York Knicks. This series is going to be very, very interesting. This is one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite matchup out east. Not only because it's the Knicks and you have MSG and Cat and whatever, but because the Pistons are that young, hungry, rising team that are looking to prove people wrong. And I think there's a lot of different factors, as there is with literally every single series here. I just need to watch maybe 2 games or maybe even 1 before I go, okay, yeah, I know who's going to win this. With how Cade Cunningham is on turnovers, if the Knicks were to trap him, blitz him, double him, whatever it is, he's most likely going to turn that ball over to a very good Knicks defense. Then you look at their previous matchups and you say, damn, the Pistons, I think, have a 3-1 season record against them. But then you see that the Knicks didn't have Mitchell Robinson for, I think, all of those games. And if you have Mitchell Robinson and you're playing him alongside Cat, right, you're playing like a double big lineup, you don't really have to worry about the Jalen Durans of the world, the Isaiah Stewarts, who's not really a threat offensively anyways, or the backdoor cuts from Asar Thompson. Like a lot of these situations where if you bring in another big, you have more help for Cat, you can kind of relieve the pressure off him. Obviously, I think there's also a lot of pressure on Cat to not foul. That's been a huge problem for him just in his career in general. But once again, having Mitchell Robinson, having that backup big, that other big body to be there would be huge for them as well. But this one, man, this series, I really have no losers here. As in, whoever advances to the next round, I'll be happy. It'll be a fun story either way. But for the fun of it, for the video, I'm going to choose the Detroit Pistons. I'm going to go game 6. No, we'll do 7. We'll do game 7. Game 7. Just like the Cavaliers. What the hell are we doing here? Celtics sweep. Okay, moving back up. the semifinals, everybody. The OKC Thunder versus the LA Clippers. Oh my God. SGA going up against his old team. There's too many threats. There's too many angles, too many different ways that the OKC Thunder can break down the Clippers, both offensively and defensively. And I also know there's this reoccurring statement that people make about the OKC Thunder. They're too young. They can't do anything. They're too young. They have no experience against a Kawhi Leonard who's won a championship before. I'm sorry. I've said it in previous videos and I will say it again. The OKC Thunder were one bad foul away from matching up against the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. I'm sorry. It was one bad foul that lost them the entire series. It's the same as saying Kevin Durant and like the big toe on the line. It's like, yeah, they didn't make it, but like, come on, they were right there. They were right there. You can't pretend like they had no chance. So OKC Thunder, I'm taking you guys game 6. Make it fun. Why not? Timberwolves versus Rockets. This series would be a lot of fun. I would really enjoy to see this one. I actually have like a really rare fucking second round here. Only 6% compared to the 5%. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Minnesota Timberwolves in a game 6 against the Houston Rockets, putting the Thunder and Timberwolves in the conference finals. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I have some weird faith in the Timberwolves that they're going to go crazy. They're going to shock everyone in the playoffs. So moving over to the Eastern Conference, we have Cavaliers versus Bucks. What an amazing second round this would be. I'm assuming this is around the time that Damian Lillard would be able to come back, maybe. I actually don't know anything about his timetable, but it wouldn't matter. Even if they had Damian Lillard, I don't think he would be able to come back in time, or even if he was back, I don't think he would impact the team enough to make them better than the Cavaliers. I'm taking Cavaliers in a game 6. No one is beating the Celtics and Cavaliers. And finally, out west, my matchup between the Thunder and Timberwolves. It might sound obvious. I have the Thunder taking it in 5 games. Then the Cavaliers and Celtics. This will be, if it actually ends up happening, one of the best conference finals matchups that we've seen out east in quite some time, if I had to say, where it's like two genuinely talented teams. And just because, for fun, because it's my bracket, and because it's just calling my name right now, Cavaliers are winning this in the game 7. Oh my God. Yep. I see it in my head. Cavaliers game 7. Sorry, Boston, you're going home. No back-to-back for you. And finally, we have our NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV, which has the OKC Thunder against the Cleveland Cavaliers for me. This would be my ideal finals. I think it'd be the most fun. I think it'd be the most interesting. And I'm not even going to like go and sugarcoat it and tell you guys, oh, you know, or maybe tease you. I'm going to tell you straight up, OKC Thunder are winning this series. I don't care what you say. I'll give it to 6 games, maybe. How many points they're going to score, God, who fucking cares? I don't care. I'm not going to print it out because it's too much work, so I'm just going to slowly scroll through. As I say, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Hopefully the first day of the playoffs were good, and I don't look like an absolute fool picking some of these teams. Let me know down in the comments below. I read and respond to everyone. Who is your guys' NBA champion? Comment down below. Lock it in before the playoffs really start getting crazy, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Later.